To me, social interaction, it's just play. The point is to enjoy yourself. So I don't view it as this heavy, and this is a big point. If you do view social interaction as this heavy thing where it's the war and dragging my elbows through because I don't view rejection as having any meaning. If somebody does not like what I say to them, that has zero emotional meaning to me at all. It means nothing to me. It literally means nothing to me. So why would it? In fact, it should make my girlfriend think I'm cooler because I have the balls to go talk to someone. She should think I'm cool. Because who else does this? Nobody. Your fucking coworkers do this? Putting makeup on and going and pulling somebody from, like, who was reading a book in the park? That's like from a movie. If you want your life to be like a movie, you got to do gangster shit, man. You got to go talk to people. You got to take the choice. You got to approach new clients. You got to make proposals. You got to like invite people. People can't read people don't know what they don't know. You know what I mean? They just don't know what they don't know. And they're not mind readers. So again, like if I go up to somebody, I don't view it as like a big deal. I'm having fun. I'm just having fun. For me, this is like snowboarding. Except I break less bones. Like I used to snowboard a lot. I broke my ankle twice. I broke my ribs. I broke my wrist. I got a concussion. Eventually I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm not good at this. Maybe I should just stop fucking doing this shit. I'm just talking to people. I just think it's hilarious. I literally think it's fucking hilarious, dude. And my goal when I'm out, I'm just like, what is the funniest thing I could say right now? What is the weirdest, silliest, fun thing I could do right now? For me, not for them. And honestly, when you start having that, it becomes a collaborative process as opposed to a competitive process. You're bringing competitive energy to it. If I don't hook their attention, I fucked up. I am diminished. I am less. I'm a loser. It means that I suck. Well, of course you're not going to get a good reaction from that because whatever you feel, other people feel. So if you go up with that energy, that needy, desperate energy, I need it to work or else I'm diminished, it's not going to be well received because they can feel that. But again, if you're going up and you're doing something ridiculous, like you do the pop-up, like is somebody who needs it to work going to do that? No. They're not. Right? Good evening, I'm extremely attractive. I wanted you to meet me. Right? That's another one I like. Yeah, you just keep it silly, keep it fun. And then it becomes collaborative, where rather than trying to get in, now what you're doing is you're enjoying yourself already, and now you're just putting yourself in the middle space, and you're inviting them to join you in the middle space. Like, look, I'm having a great time. Join me here if you want. No? Cool. Ha ha. And it's just the movie keeps going because it's your movie. It's not theirs. Like many people I see, they've got that competitive energy and then they go up and they're like, well, first of all, they're sauntering salmon. And then I'm like, okay, here, go talk to them. And they go, okay. Hey, and they like put on this mask. Hey, I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a great time. Huh? And then the person's like, no, thank you. And then they're like, yeah. So it's like, dude, in the words of some fictional character, no matter what happens, my toes keep tapping. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going. I'm just going. And I'm bringing people in. So it's collaborative. Now, collaborative tends to get a better reaction because it's non-needy. And of course, there's ways to emulate being non-needy. And a lot of the old stuff that we did in the early days of our development was basically based around emulating behaviors of non-needy people. If I say this, it'll make me seem like I don't care. It's like, well, how about you actually don't care? Now, of course, that's a tough pill to swallow. Like, tall order. You know, it's like easier said than done, Jeff. Right? But how do you get there? Reference experiences generally. There has to be depth. So really, when I go up, there's kind of two sort of stylistic approaches that I have. Number one, there's this sort of like vulgar idiot that says ridiculous things. And then this is juxtaposed with this like urbane, articulate conversationalist. So there's both. I remember once I was at Santa Monica, and I was on a program, and I saw this guy next to me approach two young women, and he says to him, he approached by singing Lionel Richie, "Hello." He's like, "Hello, is it me you're looking for?" Actually, not even that good. Like, "Hello, is it me you're looking for?" And they're like, "Oh, funny, like that song. Haha, funny." And they're down, right? They're into it. But then he just keeps doing this wacky shit. More wacky, and then hey, here's more goofy fucking shit. And you see their faces go like this. They're like, okay, yeah, this is like his shtick. Okay, this is like his little thing. They're like, "Oh, okay, well, hey, it's nice to meet you. We got to go to get a drink. Bye-bye." And then they just fucked off. So it's like, there's no person there. A lot of people, they hear this type of thing, and then they go, now they put on the goofiness as like a suit of armor to protect their actual personality from getting affected. And I see this a lot. You'll see guys like emulate, they'll say like outrageous things as a way to shield, well, it's not me, it's the character that's being, this is why you need to transcend the fake it till you make it and come to a core confidence. So again, you want to be able to kind of seamlessly move between those two. Now here's an interesting thing. There are many such seeming opposites that we face in this area. Do I go playful or do I go serious? Do I go high energy or with more repose? Do I go more disciplined approach or more free-flowing? Do I go direct or do I go indirect? Do I try to do what I know best or try to venture beyond that to what I could become? Like, there's many seeming opposites. When you're faced with any spectrum of opposites, understand the highest point of vitality along that spectrum is through the interaction of the poles. So what does that mean? It means sometimes you're going to have to, like, let's say, for example, even with this, the vibe versus the plot progression. Some people don't like to vibe. They feel like it's not serving a purpose. They feel like if they're just vibing with somebody, they're sort of reveling in this narrative stasis and it's not going anywhere. And then some people, they just try to move it. So they try to move it forward. Other people, they can't move it forward at all because they're scared. And so they just stay in the narrative stasis. But you have to start to find the moments of progression inherent in the vibe and vice versa. If you can't make that synthesis, your interactions will just seem boring, repetitive, fizzle out and go nowhere, or they'll seem over-eager, aggressive, and pushy and blow out. So you've got to try to find that synthesis between those two. Look, we can make this stuff complicated. We can make it extremely complicated, or we can try to simplify it as much as possible. Now, obviously, I can go down any rabbit hole you want down to like fractal level and discuss this stuff in extreme detail. But in terms of actual like pragmatic effectiveness, it's a lot like fitness. Okay? So with fitness, a lot of people, they get overly, and look, I'm a really analytical person by nature, so, you know, I want to investigate everything. Like, okay, what about macros? What about nutrient timing? What about, do I do fasted cardio? Do I do fed cardio? Do I do high intensity interval training? Do I do steady state in the morning or the night? What's the optimal, like, what does the science say about stubborn fat mobilization, triglyceride mobilization? Like look into all this shit. But you know what? At the end of the day, if you're not doing the fundamental shit, none of that's going to matter. What is the fundamentals if you want to, like, say, lose weight? Move around more and eat less. Like, that's literally it. And I remember, so like I said earlier, for about a year, you know, I over the past, like, 10 months, I lost 25 pounds. But I was kind of dicking around at the beginning, and it was like, it'd go down, it'd go back up after a weekend of, you know, binge eating or something. You go back, I'm like, dude, you're not, you need to take more severe measures. And so I'm like, just twice a day, workout, severe monitoring. Like that's it. Eat less shit, move around. Lo and behold, that works. Now, what's the equivalent of that in social skills? The equivalent of that in social skills is talk to a fuck ton of people and introduce your intention every time. That's it. That's the eat less and move around more of social skills. Own intention and talk to people. If your current level of performance is not satisfactory, increase the amount of people you talk to and make sure that you're consistent about introducing intention when you meet those people. Now, of course, that demands, again, an understanding of technique. But how do you familiarize yourself with that? Through repetition, right? 10,000 hours to mastery. There's no way around that. Like, I can't alter the rules of physics for you. You know what I mean? I mean, you get lipo or something. I don't know what's the equivalent of liposuction with social skills. Molly, steroids, Viagra. You're like super empathetic and outgoing, virile, and you have a huge boner. Yeah, so there you go. How's it going? I love you.